Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates. I'm Vanessa Kelly, founder of Function Pilates, located with their headquarters in Tempe, Arizona. I'm back again with another reformer workout specifically requested by one of you guys at home, Pilates for Equestrian. Even if you are not familiar, that's not your niche, I will provide this full body reformer workout for those that are just in the need to strengthen your core, and these exercises are just more of the elements that go towards someone who is specializing in equestrian. I am working on a balanced body piece of equipment, so for those that are working on a different model at home, I will make those recommended spring settings. I am going to use today a magic circle and a dowel, so if you have those props handy, go ahead and get those out. We can make some modifications even if you don't have those props at all. For those that are new, welcome. I have over 50 reformer workouts here on the channel. You can take a look and scroll through our playlist section. And for those that are interested in becoming a Pilates instructor or just enhancing your own Pilates knowledge so you can put together your own reformer workouts, Function Pilates has its own teacher training program. We do offer in-person training at Tempe, Arizona, and we also do virtual teacher training. So if that is something of interest to you, our fall course is beginning in September, and I would love to give you that information on how you can get started. That link is going to be in the description box below. And for those that are interested in becoming a Pilates studio owner, having your own business in the Pilates world, Function Pilates is a groundbreaking franchise. I would love to talk more about how you can be registered and get started in your neighborhood. Again, that information is going to be in the link in the description box below. Also, for those instructors that are studio owners, or you're an instructor that is that works at a studio whose owner is very open to generating new instructors, Function Pilates also has a master teacher training program that you can get trained in to generate more income for your studio and also provide more instructors and teach students how to become Pilates instructors. So if that is of interest to you, definitely let's connect and I will go ahead and give you all those details. Other recommended workouts will be here on the channel in the link below. And then for those that are just ready to get started, let's go ahead and begin. Let's go ahead and begin by setting up our footwork springs. So I have a very basic beginner type of footwork, which is about 3.5 springs, which is 2 reds, a green, and a yellow spring. So just finding that necessary weight for you. And as you lie on your back, just take a moment to stretch it out. We can windshield wipe those legs, stretch out those elbows to each side of the room, and just take a moment to find your neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Heels are on the foot bar, parallel, hip distance apart. Taking that first press out, exhaling. Again, really focusing on the tracking, ankles in line with your knees in line with your hips, and keeping those feet flexed as if they were pressing against a wall here. Our goal is to minimize the movement of our ankles to really feel the strengthening through our ankles and calves. Down to the toes, elevate those heels, take an exhale and press on out, and focus on each of your toes with this equal weight distribution along the foot bar. Even if that means glancing up and really allowing yourself to identify the weaker muscles in your toes and really trying to press through that foot bar. Exhale takes you out, inhale brings you back in. Beautiful. Heels together, toes apart. Take an exhale. Really go ahead and squeeze through those inner thighs, lifting up from your pelvic floor. And this is a great opportunity to help strengthen through the pelvis so that the hips are not moving or shifting. Notice that your rib cage starts to shrink as you take your exhale. As you inhale, it should feel like it's expanding. Good. Let's go ahead and take our heels up to the foot bar, nice and wide, a slight turned out position, but knees can still be in line with your shoulders here. Keeping those feet flexed again, as if they were pressing against a wall. And allow your neck to get super soft, shoulders away from those ears to create more space. Palms are flat against the carriage, or they're resting over your stomach here. Good. Really focus on using the backs of those legs. Let's move it down to your toes, same wide position, heels are lifted. Taking that exhale to stretch out those legs. It's as if you're focusing on pushing the backs of the knees towards the floor. If you have any hyperextension in your knees, make sure you have a little bit of a micro bend so you're not fully locking everything out. But our goal is to really feel these muscles through our hamstrings, through our glutes, and our thighs. Let's bring it back to the center. Toes are back on. We're going to stretch it out, and we'll take our calf raises here. So lowering both heels, lifting the heels. Lower and lift. The goal is to articulate through the foot, so you're getting nice stretch through the center of the foot into the calves and strengthening through those toes here. Nice. Take it into your prances, where we drop one heel under the foot bar, we meet through center, alternate to the other side. Excellent. So again, paying attention to your hips, that they're not shifting or wobbling too much. They're staying nice and squared, very strong. We'll go ahead and bring it in halfway, challenging our ankles, challenging our stability here. Lower those heels under the foot bar, lift them up. The knees are bent in a 90-degree position. Lower and lift, lower and lift. Beautiful. So it's really challenging to keep this isolation through the carriage and through these muscles. Stretch it out for a big stretch. Drop those heels if that feels good. Lift up and return home. Let's go ahead and carefully take it off to the side. We're going to sit on up. And from this position, we're going to go ahead and grab our box and set ourselves up for the short box series. So placing your box against either the shoulder blocks or over the shoulder blocks if you're a little taller. Foot bar goes down. Make sure your safety strap is available to you. And then if you have a dowel or some sort of pull, go ahead and grab that too. And we'll take advantage of using this prop today. Sitting up super tall on your sits bones. Feet are on the ledge. Let's take our arms out in front of us about shoulder level. Inhale to prepare here. Exhale, we're going to go ahead with a nice flat neutral spine, hinge back. It's as if we were playing that game of trust. So as you take it back, feel the shakiness, feel the heat start to really develop right there through the midsection. When you feel your body feeling that small little shakiness, you know you've hit your stopping point. You know you've hit your challenge point. Perfect. And lift. Good. Let's raise those arms to frame the ears. Ribs are closed. Let's take it back. A little bit more challenging when you have those arms stretching in front of you. With any shoulder issues, go ahead and raise your arms to where it feels comfortable for you. Inhale, take it back. Use an exhalation to guide you forward. It's your abdominal muscles lifting you, not necessarily the feet lifting or the legs lifting. Good. Arms out in front. We're going to go ahead and combine these movements here, guys. So arms are shoulder level. We hinge it back. We raise the arms. Take an exhale. Let's lift. Lower the arms shoulder level. Hinge the body back. Lift. Exhale. Beautiful job. Finding your flow and keeping it easy. Good. Raise those arms once again. Let's go ahead into our side overs or spirit fish. So we're adding this rotation. We're keeping the sits bones grounded. You're using your oblique to lift your entire torso back up. So think about creating heaviness in your torso so that we can identify the obliques doing their job here. Lean it over, hinge, and return through center. Inhale to turn. Use your exhale to lift yourself back up again. Good job here. Feet are still grounded, really challenging you to use those abdominal muscles and not so much of the leg muscles here. Let's try this again. Almost done. And return back up. Good. Okay, so take a nice deep stretch forward if that feels okay for you. And then we can just go ahead and let that dowel set it down to the floor. And we're going to go ahead and turn to our side, keeping our left foot into that strap, right into our side overs. So we can cross those hands over the chest if that feels good for you today. Otherwise, you can take those hands, interlace them behind your head as well. but we're dipping down for the inhale. We're exhaling as we lift back up again. So the goal is to keep your leg that's in the strap quiet and not moving. When you feel a lot of movement through your body, you're getting less of the work in the obliques. So really think about the smaller range of motion that's happening here. Just about 10 of these. So as you lift up, we're going to go ahead and switch it to that other side. And maybe today your number's only 5 and tomorrow it's 10. So see what your body feels like, because the goal is to create, again, healthy form, and we don't want to have any faulty posture, which would create wear and tear and also injury later on. Good, nice and tall. Keep those shoulders squared, hips are squared. You should be looking straight ahead here. Exhale, lift. Inhale, dip it down. Nice and strong through those obliques. Pull that belly button into your spine. And then let's lift ourselves back up again. Okay, so from this position, let's remove the box out of our way. We're going to go ahead into our reverse abs. So I'm going to lower the spring down to a half spring. And that's a blue spring with I'm using. So using your light spring, not super light, but just a light spring. Or if you feel super challenged today, you can use a red spring or what we call one spring. You're going to have your loops on your straps here, on your ropes. And then take those loops and we're going to place our feet all the way through so that the loops are just right around our knees here, above our thighs. Let's lower ourselves down. Interlace those hands behind the head. Feet are planted on that headrest. Take a curl and hold yourself up. And then your left leg, let's pull that knee in towards the chest so that you can start to feel those hip flexors working. So if any weakness is there, you're going to feel that. Keep your eyesight down on your belly button. And if you feel ready, add a rotation here. So the leg keeps moving and the rotation comes towards the leg here, through the spine. Exhaling, inhale back through center. Good. So now you know 5 generic ones. We're just pulling that knee in towards the chest. And then once you hit those last 5, we'll add rotation towards that knee, pulling in towards the chest. You can always eliminate the rotation if that's not working for you today. Try to keep your elbows wide as you rotate. Good. It's almost like armpit to knee. And then set it back down. Take a moment to breathe and rest if you need it. Left leg comes up, right leg comes up to tabletop. We're going to go ahead and extend both legs. Exhale, pull knees in. Beautiful job. So it doesn't have to be a full extension, but I do want legs up a little higher to really focus on maintaining a neutral spine, to get out of our low back and connect deeper into your abdominal muscles. Beautiful. Let's set it down. Good job. Those are not easy. Sit yourself up, remove those loops, and we're going to go ahead into our hip work here. Nice. Headrest can go back to a halfway position if that feels good. And then I'm going to go ahead and take it on 1 red and 1 blue spring, which is basically 1.5 springs. So just a comfortable tension for your hip work series. Carefully, let's go ahead and place the loop around the arch of the foot. And I'm using a magic circle today to have this as an added prop. You don't have to use it, but if you have it around, let's go ahead and grab that. Place it around the ankles here so that you're pulling your ankles into the magic circle. Our goal, our muscle focus is going to feel our external rotators at our hips. So you're abducting here. Beautiful. So just a regular lower and lift, a tick-tock. So feel that pressure in the ring. You should feel the outside of your hips starting to heat up. You're maintaining a parallel position with your feet. Lower down for the inhale and exhale it up. Beautiful. Maintaining the integrity of your spine so you're not overly arching, not overly imprinting. Take those knees back into the chest to bend. Exhale, straighten the legs. Still focusing on pulling that ring apart. Yes. And then watch your knees. Make sure those knees are staying in line with your hips and in line with your ankles, that the knees are not pulling in towards one another. That's where we can identify weaknesses here. Good. Let's go ahead and take that ring. And now we're going to go ahead and adduct. So we're going to be squeezing inward. That's still right at the ankles here. We're going to go back to our lower and lifts. Nice and tight through those abs. Strong through your pelvis, so through your hips, so that you are really focusing on stabilization. And this is all about strengthening through your hips. Beautiful. Again, as you stay strong through here, you should feel like your spine is relaxed in all the natural curves of its shape. Lower and lift. Let's bend those knees in. Sometimes this can get a little wobbly, so again, contract your inner thighs. That's the muscle focus here. And then it goes all the way up into your hips to really create this nice strong effect. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale to bend. Keeping it nice and smooth. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and set that ring off to the side here. And then we'll go ahead, send those legs straight up to the ceiling, lower them down, take a nice circle around. So we're going to keep the circles a little bit tighter, a little bit smaller. So mainly the reason for this is that I still want you to feel those inner thighs and those abductors really staying in control here, and not really focusing on more of the stretch, but more of the strengthening aspect of it. Because our core is made up of our hips. It's a huge part of the core region. Beautiful. So think of these as more boxy circles. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and reverse that direction. Good. So one thing to notice too, when your feet are in the straps, are you applying equal pressure into the straps, or do you feel like one side is being dominated? So that's really great for you to think about, because that also will contribute to your one side if your obliques are working more than the other side. Think about the equal weight and the heaviness of your sits bones. And then let's bring it down. Good. So take one foot out at a time, find your foot bar, and then hang those up. We're going to go ahead and sit ourselves up here. We're going to go into some bridging. So I'm adding on a nice comfortable weight. So you can have 2 springs on. You can have 2.5 springs on. So 2 reds and a blue for 2.5 is going to make this a little easier. 2 reds or just 2 springs is going to make this a little bit more challenging. So headrest is down, heels are on the foot bar. Let's bridge ourselves up. We're pressing it away, hips are lifted, and then lower back down. So we're adding that little extension. So we're going to bridge ourselves up, press away, keep those hips lifted, and then lower yourself back down again. You don't always have to add that extension, but for today and for those that want to follow, go ahead and add that in just to get that additional feeling through your hamstrings and your glutes here. It's super powerful. And lift, keep those hips lifted. Think of your knees reaching in front of you. Lower it back down. Good. We're going to lift up, press, return, and lower. Let's come to the arches of our feet. Just do a little running here, a little massage. I like to go into some of those trigger points in the feet and then go ahead and return and come back in. Nice. So we're gonna go into our reverse knee stretch. So I'm gonna take it down to a light spring, which is a blue. So find that half spring, and I like to go a little lighter, mainly so that we don't get so much into our neck and our shoulders here. It's really common. So take those hands on the frame of the reformer, thumbs are on top, and then I want you to go ahead and pull your torso forward so that we're using our lats here. You're using your back extensors. So notice the legs are not doing anything. It's the upper body. So think about the muscle below your armpit and pull from there. Shoulders down, away from those ears. Beautiful. Good. Exhale, pulling forward, not tensing through the neck, keeping that neck nice and long in line with the rest of the spine here. Good. Let's go ahead, add an oblique version. So knees together, shift your feet to the left, arms are in the same position, and this time shoulders over wrist the whole time, and pull that carriage in. So knees to chest here. And it doesn't have to be super big. Those nice small movements really can still feel the obliques working. Perfect. Exhale. Inhale, release. And then they'll take it to the other side. So knees together, feet are hanging off the carriage. Pull those shoulders over the wrist. Let's hold and then exhale. Just drag that carriage in towards your chest. Perfect. Think of your lower body independent from your upper body. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Good. And then let's carefully come on out. Okay, so from this position, let's go ahead and take it to either one spring, one red spring, or you can have 1.5, so a red and a blue spring here. 1.5 is going to make this easier, but we're going to hold our plank and take it into long stretch. So again, fingertips are reaching. We don't want to grip. Nice, beautiful, strong plank here. Think of gliding your chest over that foot bar. Push it away. Squeeze your glutes if that's necessary for you. But no low back pain. If you have any low back discomfort, lift those hips up a little higher. Perfect. Again, shoulders away from those ears. Think about pressing firmly down through your hands into that foot bar so you're not creating a valley in your shoulder blades, because that's where we get some of that discomfort as well. Good. And then carefully bringing the knees down. Okay. So once we're ready, we're going to go into a little bit of our arm series here. So staying on one red spring, nice and tall. You can even have it on one red and one yellow, which is 1.25 springs for our chest expansion. So if you wanted to feel a little bit more back extensors here, those postural muscles that are so important for us, you can go ahead and keep it a little higher. Turn the palms now to look at your body. So you're getting a little bit more tricep work. But if you feel the shoulder starting to creep up, you know you have too much weight or you're going back too far. Flip those palms once again so that they're looking towards the front of the room. Chest is wide open. Super stable through that torso. Nice. And then from here, we're going to go ahead, take it into our bicep curl. Palms are looking at us. Elbows are about shoulder level. Think of them resting on top of a table here. So they're not dipping down low, they're staying in the same place. Give your bicep a little squeeze to feel that contraction, tiny bit more. Exhaling and inhale. Look straight ahead. And then what we'll do is we'll cross those straps here. Elbows in next to the ribs. Let's just go into our candlesticks. So it's almost like you're opening up a book. Chest is wide, but the goal here is to feel this in the very center of your upper back. So feel how much stronger that is as you open up. Good. Not only do we want the lower part of our back strong, but we want that upper part of our back strong to be in that nice upright position. We can uncross the straps and hang them up. And then what we'll do is we're going to go ahead, take it down to a half spring, a blue spring, and we're going to do another set of arms here, but we're going to be kneeling. So if this doesn't feel right for you today, you can always sit, and that's totally fine. Once you're ready, find your balance. Elbows are next to the body, palms are up. Take an exhale, extend those arms straight out. So in our kneeling position, we still want to have a beautiful neutral pelvis. So make sure that your tailbone's slightly tucked under, that you're not creating an over arch in your low back as well. Good. Deep breath here. We're going to go into hug a tree. Exhale, pull those fingertips together and open. Nice. Exhale, squeeze those fingertips in and open. Shoulders down. And then let's go ahead and add a circle. So lift those arms, flip the palms around to circle out wide. So you know how far you can go. In a healthy shoulder, you should be able to come up to frame the ear. But again, this is going to challenge your balance, so just be super mindful of how your body is reacting in this. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and see about our triceps. So interlace those hands. Elbows are again in space, framing the ears. And it's just, we are going into extension, elbow extension. So you're going to straighten your arms, not to completely lock out, but to reach those fists towards the ceiling. Good. Ribs are closed, abs are in strong. Squeeze those glutes for more balance. Excellent. And then let's carefully bring it down. Okay. So let's go ahead and come down. And we're still on that blue spring, so let's just stay there for now and take the loop around the arch of the foot into our sideline series. Stretch that leg up. Head rest is all the way up for me. If you need a pillow, go ahead and do that. But let's begin by lowering and lifting the leg here. And now what we want to be mindful about is that the hip is not rolling back, that it's staying nice and strong, stacked. So lower the leg, and then let's go ahead and add a circle when you're ready. So a large circle to mobilize through that hip socket. Reach it up and squeeze through that glutes. We want to feel those glutes really working. The entire back side of the leg. Nice. Let's go ahead and reverse that direction. Staying strong, abs are pulled in. Have a nice relaxed grip if you're holding onto the peg there with your hand. And then drop those shoulders. It's great to check in with our upper body. From here, go ahead and bend that knee. Take it into that external rotation. So exhale, press, inhale to bend. Exhale, press, inhale, bend. It's almost like this slow motion, like you're pushing this heavy box. So really feel like you're getting those glutes in. And then let's go ahead and take it and finish it with some small circles. So whether it's a golf ball or a tennis ball, think of it being very precise. Good. And then when you're ready, you can reverse that direction. So super tiny circles where we can isolate that muscle group even further. Beautiful. Let's go ahead. Exhale, straight leg here. Bringing it forward, squeeze on the way back. Inhale forward, exhale, squeeze on the way back. Feeling that nice burning sensation, nice strong sense of awareness here. And then take that foot out of the loop. We're going to hang it up and we'll take it to the other side. So restacking those shoulders and hips, we're going to take our loop into our foot. Make sure we're looking straight ahead. And once you're ready, send that leg straight to the ceiling. Deep breath, pull it straight down, and then up. So you're at this slight angle, so you should be able to almost slightly see your foot there, but I don't want you to look down, so make sure we are looking straight ahead. Good. Add those large circles here, creating lubrication through the hip socket all the way around. Nice. Good. Drop and take it around. Beautiful. Just finding that nice fluid motion for you. One side might feel a little bit more challenging than the other. Turn that knee up, going in towards external rotation, pushing through the heel so that you can feel the work along the back side of the leg. Nice. And then those tiny circles once again. And if you can lower your ankles to stay in line with your knee and your hip, that would be ideal. Reverse when you're ready. And then we'll finish it off by keeping that leg straight. And you're going to go ahead and bring it forward and exhale, bring it back. Good. Squeeze through that glute to pull back. Perfect. So again, this series can be done with one spring, a red spring. So if you feel more challenged next time, you can always take it up a little bit more. Okay, so our final stretch here, I'm going to take it to that one red spring. We're going to get into an Eve's lunge. So supporting your right foot against the shoulder block, take a nice deep lunge. Make sure that knee, that standing leg is over the standing ankle. Hips are forward, chest is lifted to really increase the hip flexor stretch. So that's what we're after here. And then we're going to do the same thing. So this is a more intermediate version where you're kneeling. Left foot is on the ledge. Same leg is getting stretched, same hip flexor. So if you need a knee pad, grab that. If this is too intense, you can go ahead and stick with the standing stretch. Other side. Fingertips are still reaching forward. Shoulders down. Take it to that kneeling stretch if that feels good for you. So right foot goes forward on the ledge, pressing back, pushing those hips forward to really enhance that hip flexor. Good. And bring it back in. All right, guys, so let's finish it with a couple roll downs. Take an exhale, dive those arms straight up and down. Focus on the articulation of the spine as you rebuild it. One more time here, following that breath. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a comment. If you're new, subscribe, and I will see you next time.